Protesters kept the pressure on several other Arab governments today. In the Persian Gulf region, protesters in Bahrain blocked parliament and massed at the state broadcast facility, demanding political concessions. Next door in Saudi Arabia, 100 academics and activists called Sunday for sweeping reforms, allowing a constitutional monarchy. And in Oman, protesters were out in force for a third day after one person was killed on Sunday. In Yemen, hundreds of women joined ongoing protests against longtime President Ali Abdullah Saleh. He offered to form a unity government, but opposition leaders rejected that idea. Across Afghanistan, 4 NATO troops were killed in roadside bombings and insurgent attacks. One was Italian, but there was no word on the nationalities of the others. A total of 34 NATO troops have died this month in Afghanistan. That is up slightly from January. The stalemate in Wisconsin showed no signs of abating today. Democratic senators again boycotted the legislature to block a bill that strips public employees of most bargaining rights. And Republican Governor Scott Walker warned if they're not back by tomorrow, the state might face deeper spending cuts. In Washington, President Obama defended public workers at a meeting of the nation's governors.
I don't think it does anybody any good when public employees are denigrated or vilified or their rights are infringed upon. We need to attract the best and the brightest to public service. These times demand it.
Governor Walker has said he will start laying off state workers in Wisconsin within days if his bill is not passed. In economic news, consumer incomes rose in January by the most in nearly 2 years thanks to a cut in Social Security taxes. But the Commerce Department said consumer spending managed only a small gain. Wall Street rallied today amid signs that oil prices have stabilized. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained nearly 96 points to close at 12,226. The Nasdaq rose 1 point to close at 2782. Former opposition parties in Ireland have begun talks on forming a new coalition government. They swept to huge wins in Friday's national election, fueled by voter anger over Ireland's financial collapse. The leader of the main center-right party voiced optimism about reviving the economy as votes were counted over the weekend.
We stand on the brink of fundamental change in how we regard ourselves, in how we regard our economy, and in how we regard our society. Change that will require a gigantic leap, a leap of faith, in a time when the idea of hope, even the idea of future itself, are being tested.
The new government is expected to demand better terms on its bailout by the European Union and the International Monetary Fund. The last surviving American veteran of World War I has died at the age of 110. Frank Buckles passed away Sunday at his home in Charlestown, West Virginia. He enlisted in the Great War when he was just 16 after lying about his age. Later, Buckles survived more than 3 years in Japanese POW camps during the Second World War. He was honored with a White House visit in 2008 with then-President Bush. In a statement today, President Obama said Buckles' life reminds us of the true meaning of patriotism. Those are some of the day's major stories.